Talk to me, Boulder, Colorado. You all ready for the Cincinnati game this weekend?
Talk about that when we talk about that. I talk about that with you.
Well, heading into that game, Colorado appears to have gotten themselves some really good news when it comes to the recruiting trail. There's one player that they recently gave a offer to that appears to be visiting this weekend along with Shedeur Smith, which we talked about in our last video. And since then, he has been given all kinds of predictions, especially a Steve Wiltfong bomb to the Buffs already, adding to this class. Now, we know that Coach Prime has been starting to turn up a little bit on the recruiting. Definitely want to get Juju Lewis here, but you want to make sure he has weapons. And it appears Colorado's trying to add to that with the latest offer and potential predictions. So experts see this player may be heading to the Buffs after this weekend's visit. Maybe a good thing. So we're going to jump into Adrian Wilson, the 4-star wide receiver. We'll look at his measurables. We'll look at the current class. And we'll look at what's going down this weekend here on the Prime Time for College Football. Let's jump right into it. So last night, there was a phone bomb that was dropped by Steve Wiltfong. Adrian Wilson, he's a 4-star wide receiver out of Wise High School in Pflugerville, Texas. So another wide receiver from the Texas ranks, showing some interest in Colorado. He comes in with the measurables. Let's pull these up real quick. 6'1", 170 pounds. And everybody's got him roughly a 4-star except for on threes, but the consensus and composite puts him at top 300 player in the country, top 40 wide receiver in high school football. And Colorado must have impressed him because as soon as we saw that he got an offer, we actually saw the decommitment from Arizona State where he's been committed. I think he's also committed at Oregon. And then he came straight in with blessings to get this offer. And it looks like he's coming to visit this weekend. I tell you all this because let's run some of his tapes so y'all can watch him. He looks like he's a burner he can catch. The crazy thing is that when it comes to winning, when you win, you start attracting kids. And kids want to be a part of that. And they want to be a part of the things that you do. The one big plus about what Prime and them are doing is they do a really good job of promoting the organization, promoting Colorado, and you're starting to see talent have an idea to go out there. Another talented player that's supposed to be visiting while you see Wilson is going to be Quentin Gibson. He's a wide receiver out of Fort Worth, Texas, about 5'8", 165. But right now, when it comes to Adrian, it appears that Wilson might be going ahead and committing when he pulls up this weekend. The decommitment happened, the offer came, he's now visiting, and then all the experts are predicting him that direction. He would add to this class with Quanell Farrakhan Jr., who, he committed in the summertime. And so having Quanell at wide receiver, he's one of the many weapons that you're building from. And Quanell is built to be more of a dual-sided guy. But Adrian's got some talent, man. When you see the film, he pops off. He can get away. He does a really good job of eluding tacklers. And yeah, he's one of those players that he could do some special stuff here at Colorado. The big thing now is who's going to be throwing that rock. And as all of y'all know, we want Juju. Juju Lewis shows up, man. It's going to be a big thing. And it looks like Colorado is trying to build a case for Juju to come through and be a Buffalo. Now, this weekend's game, so you've got a few players coming through to visit. I sense that Colorado will try to make a statement here against Cincinnati, especially for the pursuit of Juju Lewis. Gonna need somebody to replace Sheduer once he heads to the league, and this is a great opportunity. So with other USC commit Shedeur Smith coming through, the goal now is to get Juju Lewis back on campus. And as of right now, I don't see any visits lined up for him. But that does not mean that Colorado's not working in the background to get him back in town. I really do think he's going to end up back in Colorado before the season's up for another visit. And then the Buffs can try to impress him into pulling up and being here with the squad. So now that the class is starting to, get back to ramping up, 8 commits right now. If Adrian Wilson does commit, that's number 9. Now the question is going to be how big of a class will Coach Prime and them take. I'm assuming that they're going to start really ramping things up as the season progresses because we talked about this in the offseason. A lot of kids do want to see if Colorado bounces back, and going 5-2 to start and potentially having an opportunity to push for the Big 12 championship, there's a really good chance that Colorado sees a massive jump in recruiting going forward. Let me know what y'all think. Love to hear from you all. Hop in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts on that. So with Cincinnati pulling up into town, what do you all want to see out of the Buffs? For me personally, the one thing I need to see is that run game to continue to grow. We're seeing progressions in the run game from Colorado, and I sense that. Even Coach Prime talked about, wanting to get some run in. He talked about, the just how good this team is growing and how hard this team works. If there's anything, we need to see this team continue to run. So as you're bringing in these recruits to see what's going on, we know the pass game's going to be there, but we also know that Cincinnati has a solid defensive line, defensive front. And we all know that Cincinnati's going to play some really good ball. Even Coach Prime even talked about that. Statistically, they match up. He wants to see the Buffs go out there and continue to build week over week on what they've been doing. So I sense this is what we're going to see. I'm excited to see Adrian Wilson pulling to town. Carday Smith as well. Same thing with, Quentin Gibson. And then, bringing back Alex Graham, the DB commit. Bringing back some of these kids to try to really recruit as a family and then continue to work on Juju. Let me know what y'all think. My guy Dukes told me that, Juju is still considering Colorado, so hopefully it works out. Want to hear from you all. All right, we're out. We'll chop it up with all of you later on after the game. I'm going to be traveling, and so we'll get a recap in sometime on Sunday. But, hey, let's see if the Buffs can make it happen. We'll talk later.